Okay, so good morning from the beautiful Colorado Springs. Thank you so much for joining us on this Zoom, and a special welcome to everybody. But I want to give a huge shout out to the South African team on this call. Thank you for joining. I know it's 7 o'clock at night, and except for Nick and Anri, I know the rest of you are experiencing winter like never before. But thank you for being on here. It's just great to have you guys join us, and we are in for an incredible Zoom today. So in saying that, I want to start off, because we are sensitive for your time, but I want to introduce you to a couple that have recently joined ARIIX. They are a dynamic duo in their own rights. And Jimmy and Anri Powell, they are people, when you meet them, you know that you've been inspired on so many different levels. And I have loved working with them the last few weeks. They are experiencing enormous success with ARIIX South Africa in a short span of time. And Anri, Jimmy, I want to welcome you, and I want to give the floor to you and ask you to share out your 2-minute story with us.
Thank you, Erika. Hi, everyone, and welcome on the call. A special welcome to just everyone. I think everyone is special guests on here tonight, and it's such an honor for us to be able to share our story with you guys. Yes, so tonight is actually, we've been also on a call 3 weeks ago, and so we're actually, celebrating 3 weeks on listening to what exactly ARIIX is about. So when we heard about the pioneers and about the groundbreakers, I thought of, I've done some groundbreaking and I've done some pioneership way back in 2000, when I was one of the first reps that launched Viagra in South Africa. And I actually thought, that didn't turn out too bad. So, I'm quite excited if we look at what is in store for South Africa. So no, I think everyone on this call, been at some sort of meeting or some sort of Zoom. I think everyone on here have a story to tell about a multi-level marketing company that you've all been invited to, or that you had to had the privilege to listen to their story. And I think everyone's got that box tick, and you might be sitting here with perceived thoughts and ideas about what this is about. And I also did that 3 weeks ago. And when Cordelia, who introduced me to the ARIIX business, told me that she wants me to jump on a Zoom and just, listen to the business and just hear out what's going for, what I said to her, that's fine. I will get on. If you then will leave me alone after that, and then you can get my database. I told her, you can get my whole database, you can phone whoever you want, I'll even help you phone them, because in my head I already made up my mind that I don't want to get involved before I even listened out. And well, here we are 3 weeks later. I didn't give her my database. I'm using it myself. We still don't know actually what it is. I don't know if it's the products, or if it's the company, or is it the people that I get to work with this past 3 weeks. But I just know that we are, I can't stop talking. I can't stop telling people about this amazing company. I can't stop people about the experience that I had for the past week since I've got my products. We can't just, keep quiet. And between the two of us, I am the talker and I am the businesswoman and the marketer. But what is most exciting about this journey for me is that I can't keep him quiet at the moment. He is actually on a roll more than me. If I hear he's talking to someone. And yes, I just think, this is really such an amazing time for us. And it's something that we've been waiting for, and it came unexpectedly. And that's my story. And I'm excited to take this journey and run with it. And with the rest of the South African team, really break the grounds and roll into South Africa and Africa. We already have Daphne and Janine that we've, rolled into Namibia already, and we're excited. And I'm excited to get to meet each and every one. So that's my 2-minute story.
Yeah, thanks. If I can continue on that, to me, the main thing about ARIIX is it's just the right thing at the right time for us. And with that, it's just about, I can just stop right there because I think our 2 minutes are almost over. But after my wife has spoken, she can't stop talking ever. But in any case, the point is, it's just the right thing at the right time for us, for our marriage and for our family. And there, I can elaborate on that a little bit from my side. Firstly, the two of us are big dreamers. We really have big dreams for our lives. We have a passion for helping people. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but we want to uplift wherever we go. We want to leave a place better than what we arrived in at. And that's how we feel about what we're doing in our lives on an everyday basis. Her being in a mentorship with young people, myself being a physical therapist. So we want to help people. That's our hearts. And then, of course, we always have these dreams about seeing the world together, the two of us leaving the kids behind and just the two of us traveling all over. And we realized, especially the past few months, that maybe our day jobs, our current businesses might not be sufficient for that. So we were looking for an opportunity, but we didn't know that it would hit us on the head like it did. So one night, Anri came home and she told me about this meeting she had with three amazing people, actually, Cordelia, Erika, and Tammy. And she said that I mustn't start swearing, but it's a multi-level marketing business. So I didn't speak. I just raised my eyebrow like I always do. Like, what are you talking about, woman? And she knew that she was in for an argument. But then she got me to get on the meeting with these ladies, and there was something about them that really did it for us, and that really changed my perception about what we're doing, about this business and the opportunity. So not only what from a physical point of view and the financial prospects, but also about their purpose. They had something about their purpose that we were after. There was something that they were living that we wanted. And so that was, again, the right thing at the right time for us. And then lastly, just about ARIIX, and then I will finish, is that this company is really dynamic. We love to see that it's growing. It's forever just disrupting the markets where it enters into a country. It's just disrupting the markets. And we think and we believe, and we're very excited to hear what's in store for us still to come. So it's the right thing at the right time, and we are really excited to be part of this journey at this stage. Thank you very much.
Ach, Jimmy, Anri, ons is sommer lief vir jou. Welcome you guys to the family, and you are absolutely correct. It is the right opportunity at the right time, and not only in Africa, but globally, right? So thank you for sharing your 2-minute story. We just absolutely love working with you, and we love having you as part of the ARIIX family. So in saying that, I want to introduce you to two amazing leaders. Some of the first people to start ARIIX South Africa. They are dynamic leaders, extremely savvy business people. I've known them for a number of years, love them dearly, love working with them, but I love the way they care about their teams. I love that about these. And so, Frohan, Lindi, Landman, thank you for being on this call today, and I hand it over to you.
Erika, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's absolutely wonderful to be on this Zoom today with everyone here. And I just want to say that at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, the sun came out. So this day ended in such a beautiful way, and closing this day with a Zoom like this to see how many people are jumping on it and how everything is growing is absolutely phenomenal. So Lindi and my journey with ARIIX started in June. We've been where Anri and Jimmy is now with the 3 weeks and all of that. We've been going for 3 months, and I love the energy that you guys bring. It's absolutely incredible. And for us, it was exactly the same thing. We sit in a country where we have, I almost want to say we've got more problems than we've got solutions. And being part of a company like ARIIX, where you can get to make people's lives better, you can make them healthier, you can help them grow financially, it is such an incredible business model. It's something that I haven't seen in all my years on earth. And if I'm able to, the one thing that I'm really passionate about, because it's a good opportunity, but the one thing that really excites me is a little bit of a screen share that I want to do quickly. If I can, it looks like I can. So I want to show you guys the real reason for ARIIX, all right? We are all here because the business opportunity is great, and we're all here because the products are absolutely amazing. But the thing that excites me the most is the people, all right? We have made friends in so many different countries. I made this in 10 minutes, and I just did a couple of screen grabs off of WhatsApp, so I don't even have half of the amount of people that we've met so far. And it's everyone from Craig to Erika and Tammy and Brent and Justin, and I mean, our teams that we've been working with, Deline, Anri, Rihanna, you know, people that we haven't even met in real life, but we've been talking on a daily basis and strategizing and putting our heads together. And I know that if we drive through a town where we know someone with ARIIX, we'll have a place to stop over, have a cup of coffee and share a meal and just have a wonderful moment together. And for me, you know, that's absolutely fantastic, because no amount of money or success will ever triumph relationships. And just building this positive community where you can feed off of other people's energy, like watching Jimmy and Anri tonight, you know, I'm like all fired up again, like I'll sign up again. I'm just there, you know, it's phenomenal to hear where everyone is with ARIIX. And then apart from that, one of the things that further excites me is the loyalty programs with ARIIX. We cannot wait for this, what's this thing that's going around now, Corona. We can't wait for that to pass so that we can get back to traveling. We love seeing the world. We love going to places. We love meeting new people. And ARIIX just has such a fantastic vehicle where dollar for dollar, every single rand or dollar or whatever it is that you buy in your country, everything that you use to purchase products for yourself goes into your loyalty dollars, and you can use that to get discounts on traveling. All right. And for me, that's phenomenal. So I can't wait. We'll definitely come over to America. It's one of the countries where I haven't been, and we'll come check out the central heating that you guys have and the load shedding that you don't have, and all of those things. And then we can share a blue frog.
Yes. Yes, right. You can.
Yeah. So, Erika, thank you so much for allowing us to share our experience with ARIIX. It's been a phenomenal journey. And I mean, we're breaking new ground. We've only started. All right, we've only touched the tip of the iceberg. And I want to tell everybody on the Zoom, you know, to the best of my knowledge, we aren't 100 people in South Africa that's involved with ARIIX yet. And it is absolutely exploding. It's on fire, and everyone is just wanting to jump onto this thing. So thank you, guys. We've learned so much from everyone that's involved over the last couple of weeks. It's been an absolute blessing.
And Frohan and Lindi, you guys are amazing leaders. You lead by example. So thank you for everything you do for ARIIX SA. Frohan, we appreciate you and Lindi so much. So in saying all of that, you've met some of the leaders in South Africa, and now I want to introduce you to an amazing woman who, when you meet her or talk to her, will inspire you on so many levels. She's here in the US, not far from where I am. My dear friend, partner, luckily not partner in crime, partner in business, right, Tam? And so, Tammy, take it away.
Hello, welcome everyone. Oh my goodness, my jaw is breaking. Can anybody see how much I'm smiling? My joy is full. You are the most amazing people. You are the most amazing people on this Zoom. Thank you so much for believing in the message of ARIIX, paying it forward, being ambassadors of hope. That's what we are every day, everywhere we go. We give people the opportunity for better health, for better finances, for a beautiful community like this. Who gets to get this kind of community? I think in just a few months ago, I didn't know hundreds and hundreds of people in South Africa. And today I feel like they're some of my very dearest friends. And that's one of the beautiful parts of this business. Once it gets in your blood, it boils and you can't wait to pay it forward. So just welcome, welcome. As someone invited you, you are the most important person on this Zoom today. Thank you so much for taking the time to take a look. It might be for you, it might not. We're just glad you took the time. And I have a very special guest to introduce you to. I have been inside this business for 6.5 years. I was in publishing and media for about 25 years of my life. And in 2008, we had a real estate crash. Well, actually, we had a market crash. We had a world crash in 2008, but it affected the United States very significantly in real estate. My husband's a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, and he went into real estate and had some success in that. And I had success in my profession. We were very blessed to do what we did. However, 2008 was the crash, and we lost all but one of our investments. And so it was one thing to recreate our lives in our mid-50s. It's one thing to do it in your 30s and 40s. Try doing it in your 50s. But a good trusted friend, and let that be a nugget for you today. Someone invited you, they're a good trusted friend. They said, take a look. I trusted Tom Davis and his wife, Emily, and I did. And I've never looked back in 6.5 years. This business has been transformational. It's been the most beautiful thing that's been brought into our lives. And a year ago, well, technically just a few months ago, we merged with this company called a House of Brands named ARIIX. And oh my goodness, we thought we were on a fun ride before, but it just went Mach gear. And we started running with this beautiful House of Brands. And my good friend Erika started in the business just a couple months ago. And when she saw that they were in South Africa, as you know, she's a South African girl, she said, get me on that phone with Ian Chandler. And so we did, and hence all of you are here today. I want to introduce you to an extraordinary man. I don't really say that like lightly. I say it truthfully. I have been to Mark Wilson's home several different times now, or at least one of his homes. I believe it's his main home. It's in the middle of Bountiful. I know he doesn't live in Bountiful, but it's close by. Can you imagine living in a town that's called Bountiful? I was like, I just want to move there, so it's my address. But living in Bountiful, Utah, which is a gorgeous area. You can look it up, Google it. It's something. The mountain, it's just beautiful. Utah is gorgeous. Really close to Colorado, actually. We're kind of brother and sisters to one another. Mark Wilson, yes, that's right. He is the founder of ARIIX. He is a founder of ARIIX, and he is the president of ARIIX. He's the #1 guy. Let's just be, I'll just say, you're the president of everything, Mark.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
It sounds like a lot of work is what it sounds like to me. So there's so much about you that's beautiful, and you have so many credentials, and you've taken so many companies public, and you have such a long list of significant accomplishments. And you know, I could see, I wrote them all down, but at the end of the day, what I want to say about you is that a quote that you gave, and it said, my desire is to help people dream big and achieve big. And that's what I have been called to do. And I want to do it and have fun. And I went, oh my gosh, the heart of a man. He's married. He's got 5 beautiful kids. He has 20+ years, I'm sure much more. That's what I had read, plus years in this industry leading. And so I want you to hear from our own president, Mark Wilson, as he shares the vision of where ARIIX is going in the world, in South Africa, what you have to look forward to. Right place, right time. Welcome, Mark. We're so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. That introduction, that was so wonderful. I was going to say I'll pay you, but I'll just eat another piece of that cake next time I see you. Okay. If you guys don't know about Tammy yet, she is not just famous for her genuine love and compassion to everybody, but she makes the most incredible cakes you have ever had in your life. So they're the kind of things where you would fly from South Africa just to experience in Colorado. I'm telling you, it's that kind of an experience. So what a great time to have and be here with you. Thank you, everyone. As Tammy mentioned, this is the start of my 30th year in this industry. So I've been in the direct sales industry for quite a while, seen a lot of good, seen a lot of bad. And from that, we have tried to really, our purpose has been to disrupt and change the industry. The reason we started this company 9 years ago, the reason we're doing what we're doing right now with the merger coming up with NewAge ARIIX is because we want this to be an industry that people can hold their head high and be proud of, and not ashamed and not embarrassed, and know that we're truly changing people's lives. Our whole mantra of transforming and helping people transform their lives, whether it be financial, whether it be health, whether it be just personal development and a sense of community and purpose, all of those things are up to you on a personal level, because it's not up to me what you want in life, it's up to you. And so when she talks about dreaming big, that was something I learned a long time ago. I'm a little bit of a rebellious soul. I've never liked somebody telling me how much I'm worth, when I have to go to work, what I have to do, what my value is, who I have to work with in my life, those kind of things. Those are all limitations that are put on us because we grow up in an environment where we believe linear income is the solution. That is, go to school, get good grades. Mom used to always tell me to stay out of trouble. I don't know why that was the most common thing, but there was a lot of stay out of trouble. Get a good job, and someday you'll be able to retire and live the good life. Well, then I've watched my grandparents and my parents go through that same, we call it the rat race, right? And at the end, oftentimes life doesn't hand you all the wonderful things you think it's going to hand you, and or health and other things. And so I was a little rebellious. Mine was, I would rather have nothing and be living in a little tiny apartment or a double wide, I always tell people, and know that I had a good life and enjoyed it while I was healthy and my kids could enjoy it. And we had those experiences through life. In fact, I think a lot of you and Europeans and others live the life better. You understand the value of balance in your life. And so when we started ARIIX, we wanted to be that disruptive company that changed the industry, because what we realized, we were working for a company, we were making ridiculous money. It was a good gig, okay? When you want to talk about a good gig, it was a good gig. So because they were public traded, I was a Section 16 officer, which meant that, I had all these rules and things I couldn't do, but we made ridiculous amounts of money. So been very blessed. I have a home in the mountains. By the way, you're all welcome. I don't know who it was that said, I can't wait to come and visit. Okay. You have a home in Utah. It's up in the mountains. It's in a little town called Wellsville, Utah. So it sits up in the mountains, nestled in they call it the Cache Valley. So it's not too far away from Bountiful. But I also, now I'm a resident of Nevada. So I live in Mesquite, Nevada, which is about an hour out of Las Vegas. Some definite tax advantages for certain states. And my wife, as we're getting a little older, loves the warm weather. So it's not a bad deal. So anyway, you're welcome in Nevada as well. So if you like Vegas, we got a style out there. If you like the mountains, come see us. We'll have some fun, and a little bit of an adrenaline junkie as well about me. So if it's fast or it climbs crazy things in the mountains, winter, summer, whatever, it really doesn't matter. We enjoy that and enjoy life. So, and I hope you're doing the same. So I just want to tell you, first of all, I'm honored to be on here with all of you. I see all these faces, and I got to tell you, ARIIX keeps growing so fast. When Tammy invited me to this, I went, oh, sure. And I'm expecting her Colorado team. And all of a sudden, you're introducing everybody from Africa. And I was like, okay, when did Tammy create a team in Africa? So you can tell out of the loop I am, and the company's getting so big, but welcome, congratulations. And we're so excited to have you, and the potential as we're growing and expanding around the world. We need pioneers. We need people who are those trendsetters, the courageous. Brent and I have talked about this many times. You need the ones that they have no fear, and they're not worried about, well, I need it perfect. I need everything exactly the way I want it to be. Unfortunately, those individuals tend to be great followers, but never great leaders. They are individuals you want on your team, but they will never lead you into prosperity. And we need courageous people who are willing to say, I don't care. That's the kind of courage and the tenacity, veracity that you need to really be successful in today with where we're going. So a little bit about us. Our whole reason for existence in this transformation is really about putting the field first. I don't just say that, but when we started talking to NewAge and started talking about this potential merger of two companies coming together, the CEO, Brent Willis, if you haven't met him, you will. He's a great individual. His whole thing that locked me in was when he said, we put the field first. And I went, okay, then we can talk. And we have what we call our Bill of Rights. If you don't know about it yet, you might think it's not a big deal, but it is a huge deal in our industry. You'll find out why it's a huge deal in our industry, because in our industry, we have a problem. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. One of the big problems we have in our industry is everybody goes out and talks about, oh, Yolanda and, Anri and Corina and Diana. Guess what? When you build this business, it's your business. You are owning and operating your business, Melissa and Diane, and you get all excited and you start building this thing and think, it really is. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm building my business, and you're successful. And we have literally millions of families doing that in our business, in our industry. The problem is what they don't tell you is in the fine print. So if you've ever taken a loan out to the bank, you know the fine print, right? The pages and pages of all the things that basically say, we control everything. Everything is in our favor, and we can do whatever we want. And you're just lucky to be signing the paper because you want money from me, right? In our industry, unfortunately, most companies out there have that same mentality when they create a relationship with you. What they're telling you on the surface is, you're all entrepreneurs, you're all business builders. But in reality, when you read the fine print, you're nothing more than a glorified salesperson. I can change the rules anytime I want. I can terminate your business anytime I want. I can make any kind of changes, and you have no recourse. Now imagine us starting a business together and all going in and putting all the time and effort to make it successful, and then only to find out years later, you really didn't own a business. You were an employee, but kind of a glorified salesperson on the other side. That was what was ugly and we didn't like about this industry. In fact, my partner and I, Fred Cooper, when we were looking at this, we were reading the policies and procedures when we were getting ready to start ARIIX. And we both looked at each other and said, to the attorney who was helping us, and he's world-renowned attorney that in the industry does this. And we said, we would never sign this agreement. And he said, well, I know, but you want all the protections. You want to be able to make the changes you want to be able to make, and you want to be in control. And I went, no, because I would never sign this. And how do I ask anybody else to sign this? And coming from an entrepreneurial background and owning a number of businesses and opportunities, the last thing I want to know is my partners can change the rules anytime they want on me with no input from me. So we decided to be a little disruptive. We changed that. And the beautiful thing about it is, as people are finding out about the power of this, it isn't just because we want to do it for ARIIX. It's because we want to force competition to have to change how they treat the entire industry. So if you haven't realized it yet, you're part of something that you're an ambassador to change to an entire industry. Why? Okay, I love my iPhone, all right? My partner, Fred, he loves his Samsung. We compete all the time. We were in Africa on a safari taking pictures. He starts looking over because he just bought the brand new Samsung right before we left. And he's like, check out these photos. And he was bragging how nice his photos were on the Samsung. You know what I did? As soon as I got home, I went and got the new iPhone. Why? Because it had just upgraded its camera, okay? Competition is what forces us to continue to improve and make things better. So we decided, rather than fight in the company we were in, who had no desire to make any changes, and they're a good company, but they had no desire. When you're making millions of dollars and you're enjoying the wealth that you've created, a lot of times there's no motivation to make any changes. And we decided the only way we're going to do this is create the competition. So a lot of people ask me, why did you guys go do this? Why didn't you just enjoy what you were doing? The reason is we felt that if we could make a difference, now I can have fun and dream big. So that's really what we're about, is to help you be successful. Every aspect of what we're doing, even with the mergers and acquisitions coming together, that's about helping a company that maybe had a certain base or limitation to it, but had so much potential that it could grow into the future. So I've met some of these incredible people that came from a company called Limu, right? And ARIIX really is a house of brands that's come together with all these companies. And I love the fact, if you want to be Limu forever, keep that brand, keep that community, keep that tribe, but know that there's more to it if you so desire, and know that we're offering you opportunity like Tammy now sees, going to Africa, okay? Expanding around the world. In fact, our biggest market now is Japan. We've got huge growth in China, in Europe, here in North America. We're now averaging over $1 million a week in North America combined, okay? So if you want to talk about potential, this is a 9-year-old company just getting started, coming together. And as your president, one of the things I'm committed to is helping this grow even beyond this. So once we finish this merger and close this down by the end of this month, we'll be about a $500 million company. Our goal and directive, if you want to know where we're going, is in the next year. We intend and are working very diligently. And our goal, a little bit of a stretch goal, but I believe it's doable, is to become a $1 billion company within the next 12 months. From there, in the next 2 to 3 years, we would like to be $2.5 to $3 billion. Why and how do you do it? Because we've put all the pieces together. We've paid the price for the last 9 years to build the brands, to build the stability, to be a profitable company with platforms and all the pieces in place. And now it's just about making sure that we allow individuals like you to flourish and build a business and be able to sustain and support you in what you're doing. So our job, we have 3 things we need to do really well: take an order, ship an order, and pay commissions. You know, anything outside that, okay, it's fun. I'm sure you want sales tools. I'm sure you want other things. But the reality is, we want to make sure that we do those things really well, and then allow you, our ambassadors in the field, to go out there and share with others and build customers and build business partners that want to do this with you, and allow you to decide how big, how great, and how fast you want to do it. Some, it take years. Others, it's months and weeks, and they're ready to go. And you just say, wow. And it's not a race against anybody. It's about allowing you to discover your greatness within. And that's really what we're about, is that doing well, doing good, making sure that people really have an opportunity, that we're inclusive, and that we have all the opportunity for you to feel like this is something for you, and that it is something that you can pass on to generations to come. I didn't want to build a company that was here today, gone tomorrow. There are too many of those trend companies, not just in our industry, but in many industries, where you see they're kind of here today and then they're gone tomorrow. And if you're building a business, I guess you could say, wow, it's great to go in, make a bunch of money, and then brag about it the rest of your life and live off being the legend of what you used to be. To me, it's more important about that stability, strength, and growth, about building something that can be a legacy. So every decision we make is about long-term. It's not about short-term. It's about strategic decisions that build a solid and stable company as we move forward. And you're going to see that as we continue. We're launching new brands all the time. We try not to keep secrets. So those of you that are brand new, you'll find out we have not only a partners council that many of these great leaders participate on, but we don't keep secrets. We're getting ready to launch a brand new skincare line. So we've had multiple skincare lines over time, and we took the best from all of those and are bringing that together into something that is just incredible. But we had a lot of field involvement. We had a lot of participation and preparation and planning, and we'll continue to do that and seek your feedback. If you become one of our top power rankers, meaning you're growing and helping contribute to business, so it's not about who I know and like the best. Brent's a pretty cool dude. I like hanging out with him, but if he gets lazy and you all pass him, first of all, he's going to smile because his check continues to grow. That's about building the strength of the team. But the reality is, any one of you can excel and exceed far beyond what his goals are. And it's not that he's not excited about what he's doing. It's about any one of you can set your own opportunity. Then we listen to you. We get you involved. We do surveys of products and services, and we involve you. Why? Because the field comes first with us. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you, and hopefully be successful. So the cool thing about it is, if I've ever seen an opportunity in the 30 years I've been in this business, this is one of those that you do not want to miss on. You don't want to be a spectator up in the stands. You want to be a participant in the middle of this one, all right? The past companies I was with, one was called Melaleuca, probably a $2 billion company by now, 30-something years old. We've got USANA that I participated with, now is over $1 billion and doing fine, but kind of hit its pace to where it's kind of settled in there and it's where it's at. We're going to surpass that in under 10 years in my prediction, all right? And not only that, we're going to go far beyond because of that disruptive attitude. We're attracting people. We're looking for new ways to add new customers even quicker and better. There was some new stuff launched for the skincare that I was just super excited. If you want to get a feel for what our marketing team's doing, have them send you some of the pictures and the imagery and the videos of our new Lucium skin launch. And you'll see kind of the stuff of the direction where we're headed and the things we're doing. Now, it's not all perfect, and it's not perfect tomorrow, but as you grow and build, and our philosophy is, as you grow, we'll grow with you in any market, okay? We don't do we build it and we hope they come, and we don't expect you to build it with no support. So it's a partnership. In case you're wondering, that's our philosophy. We've done that everywhere we've gone. Israel was a perfect example. I kept telling Israel, no, we're not opening Israel, we're not opening Israel. And 4 years later, guess what? We're open in Israel, and we're continuing to add more services and support because they were tenacious. They said, we don't care, we're going to build a business, and they're flourishing now. The same with Europe, the same with these other markets. So it's a little bit about us. We care about integrity. We care about making sure that we offer a value. Even if we don't agree, you'll know we don't agree, but you'll know why. So that's a little bit about us, and I'm just excited I was enjoying the stories up front. You know, I can't remember what his name was. It was with Lindi. Lindi, what was your husband's? What's his name?
Frohan.
Rohan?
Fro, with an F. Frohan.
Frohan.
Hi, Frohan.
Frohan. Hey, I will never forget that. That's a unique name. I love it. Okay. Frohan, hey, he had me so excited. I was like, okay, that's the kind of energy I love being around because it's contagious and you want to be, you don't even know what they're doing. You know, I've had sometimes people go, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just like the energy of what's happening here. And people want to be around positive people. They want to be around people who are making changes in their lives, who are looking for the good. We have so much garbage going on around here. If you've been following the US, you kind of know the garbage we've been going through, all right? And it's becoming more divisive than it is inclusive. We need more love and tolerance. We need more acceptance of everybody. Some feel like they can't even share an opinion anymore. It's kind of scary. And we need, and you know, Fred said this to me a few months ago. We were at an event where we had people from all over the world. And he said, I think our industry is better than the United Nations because it's pulling people together in a common theme, showing love and tolerance, cheering on each other, showing respect and appreciation for each other, and with no discrimination. Everyone has the same opportunity and the same opportunity to be great, to excel, and to be rewarded without any regard to anything about our backgrounds, our beliefs, our values, our political beliefs, any of that. And so you're all a cause for good as well. I love this in our world. So, Mark,
you're extraordinary. You truly are. Every time I hear from you, I take these amazing nuggets of truth that I can build on. It's true information. I want you to, if I could take just 2 more minutes of your time, because I know your time is very tight. Sure. This is a new market. South Africa is a new market. ARIIX is putting money into South Africa. We have a new leader down in South Africa. Things are changing quickly. Why is, when I say right place, right time, in your history of 30 years in this business, when you see a new market open, why is that such a stinking big deal to be at the very beginning of a market opening?
Yeah, if you're what I would call lightweight, if you're somebody who doesn't like hard work and doesn't, not willing to put the hard yards in, you should step back and wait, because opening a new market is a lot of work. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you, but the opportunity when you open a new market to be part of something, it is more work, it is more effort, but it is worth the reward. I have an adage I tell everybody, kind of an imagery, if this helps you in our industry. When you start in the industry, everybody says you're crazy. They just look at you, you're crazy. Why are you in one of those things? And I can't believe you're doing that. And, I don't want to, I've heard it all. I've even had family. I remember an uncle years ago when I first started in the industry, he looked at me and goes, I'd be happy for you if you were in a legitimate industry. And, and just crushed me, because he was one of my business entrepreneur mentor kind of people. And I was like, okay, but when you do that kind of stuff to me, that just kind of challenges me. It kind of gets the hair going. I'm just like, oh, okay, game on. And I remember him coming through my home up there in Wellsville years later. He was coming to visit my dad, and he was kind of walking around. He's like, well, looks like you've done okay. And I just smiled, right? Because it will never be you earned it. It will never be you deserved it. You know what it's going to be? Oh, you're so lucky. Look at them. Look how lucky they got, right? Because people become dismissive of entrepreneurs. How lucky is Steve Jobs? How lucky is Elon Musk? I mean, we could go on, and people talk about the luck. Well, okay. You want to punch someone, not to be physical, but you want to you just want to grab them and shake them, right? Because you're like, do you realize all the hours, the weekends, the sacrifices, the delayed gratification where I didn't get paid for months at a time trying to build this stupid thing? And you call me lucky, And before that, you were calling me crazy. And I just look at that. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of calm, a little bit of life is good. Here's what you need to do. When somebody calls you crazy, just smile, say thank you. Yep. And you know what? They don't even know how to react. People look at me and the second thing I do is, once they call me lucky, I don't lash out. I just smile and I just say thank you. You know why? Because unless you're an entrepreneur, unless you've gone in the trenches and done what it takes to really build something, you have no idea. And the number one thing you'll do with your teams is teach them how to become an entrepreneur. Really what we're doing is shifting people's mindset from being an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset. When Brent switched from being a coach, to being an entrepreneur, it's a different mindset. What we really do is teach people to change their mindset. It's not easy. And many people, they just can't do it. Now I'm going to times that by 5 when you start a new market. Okay. I'm going to times it by 5 when you start a new market. Why? Because it's going to be more difficult. You're going to have more pain. You're going to have more expense. It's going to be that all the things aren't there. They're not all laid out. When we started this company 9 years ago, we had 5 bottles of vitamins. 5 vitamins. And we were selling a vision of, we're going to be a house of brands. And everybody looks at me, it looks like you're a vitamin company. It doesn't look like you're an opportunity company, right? And today, if you look at where we're at, that was the vision we were selling 9 years ago to get started. When you're starting in a new market, you have to be one of those individuals that's willing to sell the vision, to sell the dream, to push it, and not care what anybody thinks, because you've got to work through the masses. Here's the beautiful thing. You want to look back on the people who've been with me for 9 years. You want to look back on the lifestyle that Brent and others have, and Tammy and others, that they've created over the years working their business. Opening a new market is huge. All right. Everybody looks at a guy named Taiga that was in Japan when we were first starting, that, oh, you're so lucky. He owns bars. He's got all kinds of things he owns, and he's done incredibly well for a 28-year-old kid. But everybody called him lucky when he first started. Well, actually it was crazy. Then it was lucky, right? But I remember he prospected over 100 people before he first found his first person. 100 people told him no before he got his first yes. And I remember when he brought his first little team, and he's like, someday I'm going to do this. And he was really funny. He's like, I saw a picture of your Mercedes AMG that I had at that time. And he's like, I want one of those. Well, now he's driving Ferraris and all kinds of crazy stuff because things change, right? The fact of the matter is, I'm not here to tell you, oh, it's all pie in the sky, because it's a lot of work. But the reward for being in a new market is also accentuated over the ongoing reward being first in there. All right. It doesn't mean the reward's not great 10, 15 years later, because we have people literally starting now in ARIIX 9 years later and are excelling right to the top of this, and it's their first time ever in the business. We have individuals in Europe right now, they've never been in this industry before, and in a couple of years they're moving to the top ranks and earning incredible incomes. It makes it a little easier when you get along a little more, but you don't have the advantage of the leverage. And so if it were me and there's a new market opportunity and I have the advantage, I would want to get as much of that as I can, as much retail space, so to speak, as I can get, because I want the real estate in the market early on, and you don't want others coming in and taking that and then you competing. All right. So that's my reason.
Wow.
It's worth it, but you got to work. You got to work.
I gotta sharpen my pencil.
Yeah.
You have to work, and this team does work. Let me tell you, this is one of the hardest working teams I've ever worked with in 6.5 years in this business. And they have a vision, and their why is huge. And that is what propels us, is our why. Mark, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been absolutely incredible. I just love working for an integritous man. It's not even just you, it's the whole team. It is
a whole team.
It is the whole team. And you cannot do this business alone.
Nope. And can I add one more thing, Tammy, just really quick? Because along that lines, it's not just in the company side, it's in the field. When you create the right culture, it becomes self-weeding, and you create a culture of integrity, and people, you know, realize they either fit or don't fit within that. And we've done a great job, if I could brag, even in our field leadership, with the integrity of coming in, especially when we don't hire, you don't pick and choose, people pick you, right? But it becomes something that we've been very successful in creating that culture. And as you help us create that culture in not only South Africa, but around the world, because I hope you have a global business in the future. And then you'll create something that you'll look back on and say, not only am I having fun, but I get to dream and I get to decide where my limits are. Is it work? Absolutely. It's always more work than you think it's going to be, but the reward is also greater than you can ever imagine if you'll stay with it and keep that tenacity. So thank you.
Mark. Erika, I'm going to let you close. She's going to unmute her. She is the fearless leader of this group, let me tell you.
Well, first of all, Mark, thank you. Thank you for 9 years of hard work, foundations that have been laid that we cannot even fathom or imagine what you guys went through. And I do hope and pray that we can build on that and exceed expectations from ourselves and ARIIX and our team members. What an absolute honor it is to be associated with you people and with this amazing company. We love ARIIX, and we will work hard, and we will do what has to be done, and we will succeed. We are busy succeeding. So Team SA, what an incredible Zoom. All of you who joined in from the USA and Namibia, Daphne, we look forward to what's happening in Namibia too in future. So thank you, Tam. Thank you, Frohan, Linz, Anri, Jimmy. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a blessed, beautiful day. Take care.